Once upon a time, in a world that existed beneath the waves, there was a magical cat with a golden crown. She was the only cat in the entire ocean who could walk both on land and in water, and she spent her days adventuring in both places until one day she met the Mermaid Queen. Now, the Mermaid Queen had been watching this cat from afar. And even though she'd never met her before, the Queen thought the cat looked lonely. So she swam up to the surface of the water just to say hello. The cat was lounging on a rock when the Queen approached her. "Hello," said the Queen. "I'm the Mermaid Queen. What's your name?" "I'm a magical cat with a golden crown," she replied. "And I can take you to all the best snapping spots in the kingdom if you want." The Queen laughed at this. A talking cat who offered to be her tour guide. How could she refuse? So the two quickly became best friends and spent their days swimming, sunbathing, and getting into all kinds of mischief together. One day, while the two were playing hide-and-seek amongst the coral, the cat noticed something. The usually bright and colorful coral reef had become dull and gray. All the fish had disappeared, and even the algae had wilted. "What happened here?" she asked, alarmed. Just then, an old, wise sea turtle swam by. "I'm sorry, little cat," he said, "but a terrible sea storm is coming, and when it hits, the waters will churn and the currents will pull everything away from its home." The cat felt scared when she heard this, but she knew she had to do something to help. She remembered what the old turtle had said about the storm. If the currents were strong enough, they would rip everything from its home. That meant the Queen's ocean palace would be in danger, too. She raced toward the surface as fast as her little paws could carry her. As soon as she got to the top, she took a deep breath, put her paws on the rock, and closed her eyes. She focused all her energy on her golden crown, and it began to glow. Then, with a flick of her tail, she activated the crown's magic. She could feel the power surging through her as she used her magic to calm the wind and the waves. At first, it seemed like her magic wasn't working, but she refused to give up. So she kept the magic going until finally the waters grew still and the clouds above parted ways. Then, just as suddenly as the storm had begun, it was over. The sun shone down on the glistening ocean, making everything sparkle. The cat watched as the other sea creatures slowly began to return home. The fish swam back into the coral, and the algae unfurled its green fronds once more. And then the cat saw something even more amazing. The Queen was swimming toward her, and she looked like a real-life mermaid. Her tail shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow, and her hair flowed around her like a waterfall of gems. "You saved my ocean palace," the Queen exclaimed. "And now I can see you. Thank you so much, little cat." The cat blushed when she heard these kind words, but before she could say anything, the Queen had already swam away. The cat looked down at her paws. She couldn't believe she'd actually done it. She'd made a new friend and saved an entire kingdom. From that day on, the cat and the Mermaid Queen remained the best of friends. They continued to have fun in the sun, and they knew they could always count on each other for help. And that's all for today. See you next time.